I'm Rick Coherd from Delmarva Historic Haunts.
I'm Wendy Robinson.
And we're in Newcastle, historic Newcastle, with cobblestone streets and old homes all over the place. And I would say the paranormal stories all throughout this town are awesome. We are standing in one of the most awesome places right now. It's the Amstel house, and I've been looking forward to going in here for a long time. There's numerous stories here. We're going to hear more about that. We're going to go to every room and get historical aspects. We're going to meet our friend Mike.
Yes.
That runs the Historical Society here, and he's going to show us everything about this house and also share some of his paranormal stories that he's had about this house. So we can set up our cameras and do what we're supposed to do, is try to get something going on here. Several times in our careers, we've run across a certain house that we really would want to do. Mm-hmm. This is one of them. It's a one for me, for sure. So let's see if Mike's around. I think he's on his way. We did get a call from his cell, so we'll catch you in a little bit. Catch you later. Mike, how's it going?
Hey, we're doing great. How are you?
All right.
Hi, I'm Wendy.
Hey, Wendy, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Amstel house.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's an awesome place. We've just been in a couple of rooms, and I'm so excited about it. So tell us a little bit about the history of this fine old house.
Sure. Well, the house it's great. As you said, it's a fine old house. It was built 1738, and it was built by a guy named John Finney, who was a medical doctor. He came from Ireland. He grew to become Newcastle's wealthiest landowner. And he built this in 1738 to be his showpiece, to sort of show off all that wealth. So at the time it was built, it was the grandest house in Newcastle.
Oh, I could see by the wood itself and everything.
Yeah, and this room is really meant to show off. This is what I call the best parlor of the house. It's the fanciest room in Newcastle's fanciest house in 1738. Wow. Finney lived here until 1774 when he died. His two children, David Finney and his sister Anna, inherited the property. They, instead of living here, they rented it out to a man named Nicholas Van Dyke and his family. And Nicholas lived here during the years of the American Revolution. He was one of those founding father type figures, Continental Congress, signed the Articles of Confederation, as an avid revolutionary, and became governor of Delaware, the 7th governor.
So you could say this house was at the beginning of this nation
Absolutely.
as it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And with a guy as prominent as Van Dyke was, thinking of the correspondence and the visitors that were coming through here, George Reed would have been here, Thomas McCain, studied under David Finney. So it was.
And George was here.
And how could I forget? George Washington came to attend a wedding right here in this room of Governor Van Dyke's daughter and to Kenzie Johns, a local attorney.
Wow.
So you're walking in his footsteps right there on the same floor.
That's something.
Very impressive.
It really is. And there are also all kinds of paranormal things. If you go over a couple of those, it'd be nice.
Sure. Back in the 40s, the museum was here. It was just on the first floor of the building, and the Historical Society had a live-in caretaker, curator. Her name was Mrs. Dundas, and she had a bedroom up in where our office is today, up on the 2nd floor. And she's the source of some of the earliest stories that are documented, at least in newspaper accounts. And one of her stories, as she used to sit in her bedroom, she used to like to look out the window and watch what was going on out on Delaware Street there. And she said that she used to hear her footsteps come up the staircase. And she always felt like someone was looking in at her while she was in her bedroom. Get that feeling that someone's right there behind you. And then one of the most interesting stories I think of from Mrs. Dundas was a time when Newcastle had a sort of a rash of burglaries in town. And one night she came out of her bedroom to the stair landing, and when she got to the stair landings, she saw a shadowy figure on the stairs. And with the recent burglary, she thought that she was the next victim and that someone had broken in. But she must have been a rather formidable lady. She decided to take matters into her own hands, and she was going to push this guy down the stairs.
Really?
So she went and stepped forward, hands out, but instead of hitting a solid body, nothing but air, of course. And then she saw this figure descend down the staircase and disappear at the bottom, presumably into the other room.
I bet she talked about that for years.
I imagine she did. Well, she talked to the newspapers about it.
Well, there you go.
So there you go.
Wow.
And then the other story that has been around for decades probably is the story of a lady in a blue dress that is an apparition apparently that appears usually to passersby on the street. She appears in upstairs windows. And she's always been described as this woman in a blue gown. We're not sure who she is.
There's various, from what I read, there's like 3 or 4 different people that it could be.
Yeah. We talk about some of the ladies that have lived in the house, from Anna Dorothea Finney, the daughter of the builder, to some ladies that were living here in the 1870s, Elizabeth Van Leuven Burnham and her daughter. Her daughter died in the house, and Elizabeth, the mother of the family, had suffered just a series of tragedies while living here, so we were kind of wondering if maybe
A
there was
little bit of
some
strife going on, and she's still walking the floors.
Yeah.
A lot of people seen her on the stairs, up in the window.
Window of the
We're
bedroom.
gonna put a camera on that tonight from the outside for where that lady. Also, we had somebody singing outside.
Yeah, one of our volunteers a few years ago was out for an early morning walk, and when she was walking past the Amstel house, she said that she heard a woman's voice, a woman singing as she was coming by.
It was on that side of the house?
It was on that side of the
We're gonna put a couple of them there.
Okay.
Okay, well, we'll put some recorders on that side of the building.
Yeah, she investigated, walked around, said she didn't see anybody on the property, and she knocked on the door, and by that point the singing had stopped. So she asked me if anybody was in the building that early, and since I don't get in quite at 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning, it definitely wasn't me, and I can't sing, so.
All right, so Mike, anything else?
I think that's good for.
Okay, well, you want us to take us a tour? We're in the
Sure.
main room. This is called
I call it the best parlor.
the best parlor, and when before you got here, the other room you were in was called
Oh, we call that the dining room.
the dining room. We were in the dining room.
We were?
Yes, we were. So we didn't have anything to eat though.
No, the hospitality's not that good here. I'm kidding.
Oh, it's okay. That's all right. So you gonna take us for a little tour?
Sure.
Very cool. Okay, so you lead the way.
Okay.
All right, Mike. What room is this?
This is the kitchen. This is the original kitchen to the house, same age as the rest of the building. Big giant fireplace here, bake oven. And this is dramatically different than the rest of the rooms that you've seen so far. It's a lot less fancy, and that's because this is a working space.
What room is this?
We are in a 1905 addition to the house, and it's currently our gift shop for the museum.
Okay.
When it was built, it was a breakfast room.
Right. Oh, so this is the basement.
This is the basement.
And they say there's a tunnel that leads to the other restaurant, right?
David Finney.
Interesting room. I see boxes all over the place with little pieces of paper, so I'm sure you have a lot of things in here.
We do. This is our textile storage room. So all the boxes are full of historic costumes and textiles.
We'll be going lights out. We'll see you in a short. Catch
See you in
you
the
later.
green.
All right, everybody, we're getting ready to go lights out. Everybody psyched about this one?
Absolutely.
All kinds of stories. Which one do you like the best?
The lady on the stairs.
The lady on the stairs, and the rest is everybody. She's the one in blue?
Yes.
Very cool. Okay, so we're getting ready to go green. We'll see you in a little bit. Everybody say, see you in the green.
See you in the green.